Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Hello learners. How are you today? I hope you have a good day and always be happy. Welcome to Mathematical Economics channel. My name is Majdiyah Mawaddah. I'm from Mathematics Education, Faculty of Education and Teacher Training, Universitas Muhammadiyah, Prof.
In this video, we are going to learn about the topic is usually in everyday life. If we take a walk to the mall, someone is often approached offering sales of goods where payment is made installment of a certain amount each month, or someone offers educational insurance of other investment model by depositing a certain amount of money within a certain period. These phenomena are called by annuity. Definition of annuity. Annuity is defined as a series of fixed types or fixed payments made periodically and continuously within a certain period or period of time. An annuity is also understood as a series of payments in the same number made in the same period of time during a certain period of time. Types of annuities. The annuities seen from the time of payment is divided into three types. Namely, the first is ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity is a type of annuity in which periodic payments or receipts within a certain period occur at the end of a period. For example, a mortgage payment. The second is duannuity. Duannuity is a type of annuity in which periodic payments or receipts within a certain period occur at the beginning of the period. For example, savings in the form of savings, or rental payments and insurance premiums. The third is deferred annuity. Deferred annuity is a type of annuity in which periodic payments or receipts within a certain period of time occur or are made after several occurred periods, so that payments or receipts are deferred. For example, is of loan interest and payment deposit interest. Types of annuity usually in everyday life. For example, ordinary annuity. Payments are made at the end of each period or starting one more period. For example, we make a loan on 2 January, then we will pay the monthly installment on 2 February. We consider at the end of period of the next period. For example, duannuity. The payment is at the beginning of the period or the time of the day. For example, we borrow at the date on 2 January. We intermittently pay on this date for the first installment. Usually, the installment at the beginning of the period are not subject to interest because there is not delay. If it is an ordinary annuity, the first installment must bear interest. For example, deferred annuity. If the payment is made after several periods, for example, we make a loan on 2 January, the payment is delayed for another 3 months, so the payment starts at 2 May, or its period postponed for several new periods to pay according to the specified period. Annuity calculation. How is the annuity calculated? This is the first is calculate the present value, the second is calculate future value. The calculate the present value can the amounts of payment for housing loans, lease debit, interest month, the effect interest rate on a loan, the length of time required. So, the present value of a series of payment is the future. The last loan balance at certain time. So, if calculate future value, can calculate the final value of a savings. Calculate the card value of saving at a certain times. So, how long is it will take to each a certain amount of service, and the last, the amount of savings that must be made every period to obtain a certain amount. Present value formula for ordinary annuity. Just now I have explained about definition ordinary annuity. So this is 0 to 1, A divided 1 plus I, so 1 to 2, A divided 1 plus I to the power of 2. So this is N, A divided 1 plus I to the power of N. Present value equals A divided 1 plus I plus A divided 1 plus I to the power of 2 plus blah 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 plus A divided 1 plus I to the power of N. So 1 plus I to the right and to the left. So this is the formula of present value ordinary annuity. Open bracket 1 minus open bracket 1 plus I close bracket to the power of minus N close bracket divided I times A. Ordinary annuity present value calculation. This is the formula, so we have no VF is present value, I is interest rate, and number of periods, A is annuity or payment of period. Example of calculating the present value annuity. Calculate the present value of 2 million received annually from 1 more year for 5 years. If the relevant interest rate is 15%, we know payment of period is 2 million, number of period is 5 years, interest rate is 15% or 0.15. So this value we are entered to the formula and then become 6,704,310.20. Installment calculation. This is the formula. Modification become payment of period from present value. Example of calculating the amount of installments. Loan amounting to 18 million with 12% interest paid. If the loan is paid off in 12 monthly installments, how much is the installment that must be paid each month? So we know present value is 18 million. So interest rate is 12% divided 12. This 12 is from the month. So equals 1%. Number of period is 12. This value enter to the formula and then become 847,322,500.02. So the amount of investment that must be paid every month is this value. Calculation of the number of periods. This formula become number of periods from present value. Example of calculating the number of periods. Home ownership credit of 110 million is introduced with an interest of 18% PA in the monthly investment are 3,783,889.18. In how long with the mortgage you find off? We know present value 200 million, so interest rate 18% divided by 12, this 12 from the month equals 1.5%. So, payment of period, this value. This value enter to the formula and then become 112. So the length of the mortgage is 112 months or 10 years. Interest rate. We can find the interest rate in steps. The first step is find the value of present value that are greater and lower than the determined present value by entering any value of I into the future value formula of annuity. The second, after getting an interest rate that obtains the gathering and lower present value, use the interpolation as follows. The formula from interest rate. Calculate the interest rate. This is the formula of the interest rate. Example of calculating the interest rate. What is the annual interest rate if a loan of 100 million can be repaid in 20 payments of 5,500,000 at the end of each month? We know present value 100 million, so payment of period is 5,500,000. So the number of period is 20. First step, input any value I. For example, I equals 1% or 12% PA. Then we are use the formula of present value. So this value enter to the formula of present value and then become 99,250,541.31. So, because the present value with an interest rate of 12% PA is smaller than the desired present value, then reduce the interest rate. For example, 0.8333% or 10% PA. Then this the formula of present value. Enter the value and then become 100,939,511.2. The second step, use interpolation to find the value of I use. So this is the formula from the interest rate. So enter the value and then interest 0.092% equals 11.1% PA. Future value formula. This is 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 8 times 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1, 2 to n minus 1, 8 times 1 plus I to the power of n minus 2, n minus 1 to n, 8 times 1 plus I. This is the formula for future value. From this, the first, So enter to 1 plus I to the right and to the left, such like this, right to the left. So, and then the future value formula from ordinary annuity is open bracket 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1 divided by I times A. The future annuity value equation. This is the formula of future value. We have no future value if VF, I is interest rate, N is number of period, so A, annuity or payment of period. Example of annuity calculation. Calculate the future value of the 2 million deposit annuity for 5 years if the relevant interest rate is 10%. You know, payment of period is 2 million, number of period is 5, interest rate is 10% or 0.1. So this value enter to the formula and then become 12,210,200.00. Periodic savings calculation. This is the formula from periodic saving calculation. Payment of periodic. Example of calculating the amount of periodic saving. If you want to have 500 million for 20 years later with an interest rate of 9% PA, want to know monthly how much money is set aside each month. We know future value is 500 million, so interest rate 9% divided by 12 equals 0.75%. So number of period is 20 years times 12 is 240. So this value enter to the formula and then become 748,629.78. So the amount of money set aside for saving is this value. Calculation of the number of periods. This is the formula from number of periods. This is modification from the formula future value. Example of calculating the number of periods. Small part tends to save 1 million every month to get 200 million if the interest rate on the savings offered is 6% PA. How long does he have to save money? We know present value is 200 million. Interest rate is 6% divided 12 or 0.5%. Payment of period is 1 million. So this value enter to this formula and then become 138.976. So the length of the mortgage is 138.976 months, or 139 months, or 10 years. Interest rate. We can find the interest rate in two steps. The first is find the value of future value that are greater and lower than the determined future value by entering any value of I into the future value formula of annuity. Second is after getting an interest rate that obtains the greater and lower future value. Use the interpolation as follows. This is the formula from interest rate. Calculate the interest rate. This is the formula from the interest rate. Example of calculating the interest rate: if after serving 10 million for 20 times a customer gets 225,545,555, what is the interest rate given by the bank? We know future value 225,545,555. So the payment offered is 10 million, number offered is 20. First step, input any value I, for example, I equals 1%, then this value entered to this formula, future value, and then become 220,190,039.9. So, because the future value with an interest rate of 1% is less than the desired future value, the value of interest rate, for example, 2% PA, then enter again to this formula, future value just different, enter number just different, enter the interest rate. So, and then become 242,973,698. The second step, use interpolation to find the value of I used, and then enter this value to this formula, interest rate. So, and then become the interest rate is 1.235%. Present value formula for the annuity. This is 1 to A divided by 1 plus A. So 2 to 3 A divided by 1 plus I to the power of 2. So this is n minus 1 A divided by 1 plus I to the power of 2. So this is the present value equals A plus A divided by 1 plus I plus A divided by 1 plus I to the power of 2 plus blah blah plus A divided 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1. So this is the value, and then the formula become like this. Present value to annuity. This is the formula. Do annuity present value calculation. This is the formula of present value to annuity. This we have now. Calculate the present value of a prior payment of 2 million with an interest rate of 12% PA if the first payment was made today. We know payment period is 2 million, number of period is 2 times 12, 12 is become the month, and then equals 24. The interest rate is 12% divided by 12 and then become 1%. This value enter to the formula and then become 42,911,642.26. Calculation of the amount of interestment. So this is the formula from payment of prior. This is modification from present value to annuity. For example, Lisa buys a notebook for 9,555,000 by making 80 installments every month with an interest rate of 18% PA if the first installment payment was made at the time of which has how much is the monthly investment that must be paid by Lisa. We know present value is 9,550,000. The number of period is 18. Interest rate is 18% divided by 12. 12 is the month equals 1.5%. So this value enter to this formula and then become 600,340,114. Calculation of the number of periods. This is the value from present value equals present value to annuity minus A. The usually annuity principle is used by eliminating the first installment of A. So this is the formula from number of periods. Modification by the formula present value to annuity. For example, to pay off the debit of 75 million salary decides to pay 5 million in installments each month. If the lender charge 12% PA interest on the loan, how many times do you have to pay off the debt? We know present value is 75 million, so the interest rate is 12% divided by 12 and then become 1%. So the payment of period is 5 million. This value enter to the formula and then become 16.33 or 17 times. Calculate the interest rate. This is the formula from the interest rate. For example, what is the annual interest rate if a loan in the amount of 100 million can be paid in 10 payments of 11 million at the beginning of each month? We know the present value is 100 million, number payment of period is 11 million, so number of period is 10. So this is the interest rate. There are two steps. The first step is input any value I. For example, I equals 3%, 36 PA, then the value this put to the formula present value and then become 96,647,198.14. So, because present value with an interest rate of 36%, PA is smaller than the desired present value lower the interest rate, for example 1% or 12% PA, then the value entered to the formula again, so just different the interest rate and then become 105,226,193.3, and then step 2, use interpolation to find the desired value of I. Enter the value to the formula from the interest rate and then become interest rate is 2.21% equals 26.552%. Future value formula for do annuity. This is 1 to 2 to the 3 a times 1 plus I to the power of n minus 1. So 3 to n minus 1 is a times 1 plus I to the power of n minus 2 and n minus 1 to the future value is a times 1 plus I. So, and then the future value do annuity equals future value plus open bracket future value times I close bracket. And then this is the note is there's future value equals ordinary annuity future value. And then the formula we have now, this is for the future value do annuity, and then last become like this. Future value annuity equation for do annuity. This is the formula for future value do annuity. And the thing we have now, the F is future value, I is interest, N is number of rate, A is annuity or payment per rate. Diana saves 2 million every beginning of the month for 5 years at a bank that gives an interest of 10.5% PA. How much saving did Diana have at the end of year 5? We know payment per rate is 2 million, interest rate is 10.5% divided by 12 equals 0.875%. Number of rate is 5 times 12 equals 60. And then this is the value entered to the formula. So become 158,300,000 11,030.4. Periodic savings calculation. This is the formula from payment period. This is modification, the formula from future value. So, for example, Anis needs 100 million on 31 December 2023 and decide to save every year starting on 1 January 2014. If the interest on the saving is 12%, how much will Anis have to save each year? We know future value is 100 million, interest rate 12%, number of rate is 10. So this value enter to the formula and then become 5 million 7,871.8. Calculate the interest rate. This is the formula from the interest rate. For example, after saving 5 million for 20 times, a customer receives 126,980,000. What is the interest rate given by the bank if the customer saves at the beginning of each month? We know future value is 126,980,000. So payment override is 5 million, number of rate is 20. There are two steps for the interest rate. Step 1 is input any value I. For example, I equals 2%. Then this is we are must by the formula future value, and then the value enter to the formula and then become 123,916,586. So, because the future value with an interest rate of 2% is less than the desired future value, increase the interest rate, for example, 3%, then this is entered again to the formula, but other the interest rate. So become 138,382,428.6. Step 2. Use interest pollution to find the desired value of I. So the value entered to the formula of the interest rate and then become interest rate is 2.2118%. The annuity also can calculate with application Excel. This is, for example, for search present value and future value. This is, for example, first is present value. We have no. The payment of rate is 2 million. Number of rate is 5 and the rate is 5%. We are calculate equals, so we are search the formula present value asked for rate is 50%, number of rate is 5, payment its payment overhead is 2 million. So this is means we must become positive and then adding with minus also. And then the present value is 6,704,310,000.20. Now we are searching for future value. We have no. Payment overhead is 2 million. Number overhead is 5. Interest rate is 10%. So we ask to calculate the future value. Equals, we are searching the formula. So as for it is 10%. Number of overhead is 5. Payment is 2 million. This also minus and then we are become positive ending min. And then the future value is 12,210,200.00.
Thank you for watching this video. See you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.